The Sonic franchise is filled with a lot of interesting and unique characters that I love dearly. Characteristics with characteristics that characteristics to be filled with the most charming characteristics so they can be written with the most characteristically charming characteristics. I need a mint. And a lot of them, in my opinion, deserve their chance in the spotlight. The Sonic franchise needs more spin-off games. Listen, I love the mainline games, I really do, but sometimes I don't want to care that much, and I'm tired of this blue hunk of fur. That's why I think a lot of these characters should star in their own game, and I know a lot of people agree with me, especially after the Tails, Knuckles, and Amy arc that they had in Sonic Frontiers. People have been clamoring for this. Silver, for another example, Silver showed potential with his moveset in Sonic 06, and while it wasn't great, if they just expanded on it with its own game, taking inspiration from games like Scarlet Nexus, I think it'd be great. Going back to Knuckles again, expand on his stages in Sonic Adventure 2, make it more fast-paced and fun to play, and it has so much potential as well. That's not to say there isn't any. Tails had a couple of games on the Game Gear, and they were pretty good. Knuckles had Chaotix on the 32X, and even the goddamn Flicky had a game. But what about characters like Shadow? How is he as popular as he is and hasn't had a single spin-off game? What are you talking about? No, there wasn't a Shadow game. But I think when we're talking about this subject, I think we're missing on a very important character to the Sonic franchise. And I can't believe people don't talk about him that much. I mean, he's been there ever since the beginning. And he has so much potential to have a AAA game. Nay, a quadruple A game. And I'm of course talking about the ring, with its round and curvature design. It's prime for a game. Well, clearly someone else had that same very question, because someone did it. They made a game fully around Sonic's ring. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you, Oriel, Aureole Wings of Hope. An indie game where you play as a ring and set forth on platforming challenges. Developed by Jandusoft, who are sponsoring today's video, because they want me to let you know about this game and give you my thoughts about it. If at all you're interested in this game, no matter what I say, I greatly implore you to check out my link in the description below to try the demo on Steam right now as a part of October Steam Fest. And try to do better than me, which you can't. Ignore that. But of course, that's whether or not I think this game is worth it at all. And I would just like to preface that while I'm really grateful for the sponsorship, all the opinions I'm about to talk about are mine and mine alone. They didn't give me a script or anything like that. The opinions I'm about to shove down your throat are my opinions and mine alone. And I'm always correct, so they deserve it. So let's take a look at Aureole Wings of Hope. I so hope I'm saying that right. Ramila and Ryleth are angels of heaven and have fallen from the sky after demons took it over. He wasn't as strong as you thought, was he, Christians? We learn later that apparently Ryleth was transformed into a ring while fighting off the apocalypse, and since Ryleth is a ring, Ramila must guide Ryleth and find a way to get back up to heaven to hopefully stop the demon takeover. So now both of them must work together to roll themselves through platforming challenges as Ryleth can transform into a ring and Ramila can control the ring while in motion, and they gotta do all they can to get back to the heavenly skies. See, I knew you could just roll to heaven. What do you think the song is about? On their way, they will roll through a lot of pretty environments. But before we talk about that, let's talk about the gameplay. And before you start the demo, you'll be given two options: the Sacred Path and Demonic Path. As part of the sponsorship, the developers wanted me to try out both difficulties. Together it took me about 41 minutes, and my favorite thing about these two difficulties is that they aren't the same stages with harder difficulties. They are completely different stages, not only layout-wise, but environment-wise as well. And I definitely implore you to play both modes, as there are pretty environments to both. For example, for Sacred Path, there's this one stage where it's a sunset and so everything looks dark. For Demonic Path, there's these cave levels with these minecarts, which, side note, lead straight into lava. Like, are you trying to kill your workers? Some of them even lead to narrow paths of the track with spikes. Come on, what are you doing, man? But then also Demonic Path has a snow level, and don't worry, it's not like other snow levels. This is a good one, and I just adore when a snow level is done right, and it is here. I don't know what it is with indie games, but they just know how to make a pretty snow level, while all AAA studios know how to do is just make them slippery and annoying. The characters also look great too. I don't know exactly what you call this art style, but it just looks really nice. And it really sucks because if you do really bad in a level, Ramila makes you look very bad. Why? She blames herself. I did that, not her. But now let's talk about the gameplay itself. Is it any fun to play? Yes. Yes, it is. I may be playing a bit here about you can play as Sonic's ring and everything, but this game actually does take a few cues from Sonic the Hedgehog classic level designs. To start, this game is fully playable with your mouse. Yes, you heard me, just your mouse. At the start of the level, you use Ramila to throw the ring toward the level with the mouse cursor. Then you use the mouse to either jump or do a literal spin dash, which there are about 4 levels of, and it's incredibly fun to utilize. With the jump, you can do a double jump to help you get just a little bit further, which helped on so many occasions, and this detail is portrayed to you by changing the color of the halo into silver and bronze. It's such a simple control scheme, and as funny as this is gonna sound, it brings the same level of simplicity and addiction as Five Nights at Freddy's, and I could totally see this game being a fun little time waster while on call with friends and just seeing how simple and addicting it all feels. It also helps that the level designs are not only pretty, but are just fun to play as well. I found myself really just trying to get just the right amount of altitude, and then hoping for fate as I slowly fall towards the platform, hoping I can make it, especially if there's a spike pixels away from where I'm about to land, so I can hop right back out of it. It's so much fun. Also, it's pretty fun when you fall into a water cannon and then shoot yourself towards a curb and then rocket yourself in that direction. Same with these floating eyeball things where you get in the middle of them, then you spam the left click and then The only real complaint I have with the control scheme is it's a very minor complaint, but when you're ready to restart the level, if you're stuck, you have to press R on your keyboard to reset, and I just feel that's a little counterintuitive to the whole you can play this game with just your mouse thing. It's not that huge of a deal, but it's just a little thing I really think they should handle differently. I think the gameplay would do more justice if I just show you some uncommentary gameplay, and while we're at it, you gotta listen to the soundtrack, as I think it's some great stuff. And this is only just the demo. When the game officially comes out, not only will you be tasked with taking down the Demon King, but it will also include you traveling through 6 different biomes, time trials against your ghost, which I am very much looking forward to, global leaderboards, and mysterious enigmas. That QR code better not lead to Papa John's, their pizza's too sweet. Oh hey, there's something else. Probably just some tease for the full story. This is a pretty cave though. Lots of crystals and stuff everywhere. Oh my gosh, it's a hedgehog! And Ramila really wants to pat it, so okay, let's roll over to it. Don't tell anybody about this. This stays between you and me, okay? No one knows. It's between you and me. No one knows. If you tell anybody, I'll know. Because I'm sure as heck not gonna tell anybody. So if you tell somebody, and I find out, I'll know. This stays on my conscience and my conscience alone. So keep this between me and you, okay? Me and you. No one else. Got it? If that was you texting, coming for you. This was a really fun game to look at, and I definitely like these little simpler games, because literally anyone can play it, and that's what's so addicting about it. This game was short, but I can already tell when this game comes out, I'm probably going to play the absolute heck out of it. And I thank the people at Jandusoft for giving me the opportunity, and I definitely look forward to the future of this game. That's nice. Well, since my dreams of being able to play as the Ring from the Sonic the Hedgehog games have been fulfilled, I have a lot of other ideas I want to move your way. So I want a first-person shooter where you play as the Chaos Emeralds. I want a very easy game based off the lava from Marble Zone. I want a fan simulator, except you're just playing as Tails and it simulates a fan. Come on, I can come up with some other ideas. How about Sonic Drift? That's it. You just play as Sonic Drift. I want a SimCity-like game, but with Tails' Workshop. I want a flight sim with Knuckles. I want to have a deep narrative story with the Motobug. I want to run a candy store with the Master Emerald. And finally, I want a satisfying app where you play as Sonic's Quill.